Jump right in. We're going to talk about listings to leads, the landing pages, a little bit about YouTube channels, and how you can assist your agents in getting all of this set up done for them. So this is our listings to leads desktop. Again, I'm going to keep everybody on mute, so if any questions, just send me a note in the chat box. So if you don't have your broker login for your office, just reach out to me. I have the master list. I can give you your office username and password to get in. Once in a while we've had it changed by accident, and then I just reach out to Listings to Leads and they can update it for me. So if you cannot access Listings to Leads, don't be afraid to ask. Again, last time we did talk about our agents and how this is a manual upload, and we do ask the admins and ASCs to enter their agents. When you click on that Agents tab right up here in the broker desktop, you'll see that quick add button right here, Create New Agent. We also ask, and it's not quite as important, but we do ask that when an agent leaves, because you know, they retire, they make the worst decision of their lives and they go somewhere else, whatever it might be, we do ask that you delete them out of here. And it's super simple. All you have to do is check mark the person's name and click delete. It'll confirm that you want to, and then that agent will be gone. Another tip that I want to point out is right here where it says login status, it says disable. That's okay. We want it to say that. So don't worry if it does say that. Also, our user type should all be NA. If an agent comes to you and they say, you know, I've been trying to use listings to leads and it's asking me for money, I'm not sure what's going on, I thought it was provided. It is absolutely provided by the company. Once in a while something goes a little wonky and an agent might try to sign up themselves, but they are technically under our account. So you'll see something here that says something about free user or another user or something along those lines. In that point, just let me know, or click on this questions tab right here and submit that to the support desk. So you can let me know or let the support desk know, and then we will have them incorporated into our overlying office account, and then the agents will no longer be prompted to pay. So once in a while that will happen. It doesn't happen often. So again, if you want to create a new agent and you need any help with that, jump over to Online Office and view our first training. And again, if you have a chance, just go through your agents, again, right here from that agents button. Go through there and clean it up. If you have anybody hanging around that's no longer with the company, go ahead and just check their box and click delete. Again, if your agent has a new headshot, a new phone number, anything like that, you can edit right here. And you can enter their headshot for them. You can put in their information about their email addresses, where they get their leads. If they're working on a team, you can choose to merge. You have all those options to update your agent for them. If they can't access it, you can give them their username and you can't see their password, but you can sure update it for them. You simply just type in that box, confirm it, and it'll overwrite their old password and it'll assign the new password for them. So that's how that can work in the agent. You're also able to grab an active listing for an agent, but we don't necessarily recommend doing this. What happens is when it grabs active listings, it actually goes to Trulia and it'll grab any listing it sees. So it's not necessarily the newest listing or the listing with the information that your agent has. It could be an old listing. So we actually don't want you to grab an active listing if you can avoid it. Now if you've gone to Trulia, the listing's correct, you can go ahead and grab it into here, and then you should be good to go, because sometimes agents just really want to get some marketing pieces out and they don't have time to wait for the feed. But in general, we do ask that you don't grab an active listing. If your agent's listings aren't feeding over and you can't figure out why, all you have to do is click on that support tab right here. Drop down the email until you find your email address. Fill out what the problem is. You know, this agent, first name, last name, has a listing. Give them the address with the city and the zip and the MLS number, and let them know that the listing's not feeding over. Listings to Lead support team has a way to go into the back end and add that information that needs to be in there so that the listings will then feed across. Now, if you don't see your email address in this drop down, please go into the profile right here. Go into the alternative email and put your email address in here. What quite often will happen is you guys will enter a support tab request for an update, but it's coming back to this listings2leads at cbgreatlakes.com, which does come to me, and then I don't always know what the problem is or who has submitted it because it doesn't always tell me. So if you enter your email address in one of the alternative email addresses, it'll then show up in this drop down, and that's who the support team will reply to. So keep in mind, if you don't see yourself in here, just go right to that profile tab, which is the profile for the offices. We're on the broker desktop. Add yourself into the alternative email. So let me just make sure that there's no questions so far, and I don't see any. So let's continue on. So from the home page, you have all this information about training, joining the Listings2Leads mastermind group, which we do recommend you let your agents know about that because there's always a lot of good tips and tricks on that available to the agents. There's also these testimonials over here. Quite honestly, I've been in Listings2Leads so much that I just kind of skip over this screen. So what you can do is go straight into listings. And that's this tab right here. You also have the ability to put in a new listing, which sometimes agents will do if they have a listing coming down the pipeline and they're kind of wanting to pre-market it, but it's not ready to go in the MLS yet. You can assist them in creating a new listing that way. You can also grab active listing here, just like you could from the agent profile, but again, we recommend not doing that. So now that we're in here, we're in our listings tab. You will see all of your office listings here. Now new listings will feed across one time. So they feed across with all the information from the MLS, which is sent to online office and then to Listings2Leads. It'll send it one time across with the new listing and the photos. Anything that happens after that does need to be done manually. Price changes, status changes, photo changes, it all has to be done manually by clicking on the Edit Enhanced Listing button here. You can see where you can change your status here. You can add open house information there. You can update if it has a new MLS number. Sometimes the fastest way to get it across is to change the MLS number there. You can change any of the script here. And then over here to the left, you can edit the images. So keep in mind, if you have snow pictures, which God willing, spring is right around the corner, we'll be switching out to our spring photos. Keep in mind, they're not going to feed across to Listings2Leads. You will need to get the original images from the agent and click on Edit Images. Let it slowly load. And then from here, you can delete selected images or you can delete all. And then once you've done that, you can upload new images on that property. So keep in mind, that's not a manual feed. Where the photos would feed the MLS to online office to Dash everywhere else, Listings2Leads does not pick them back up after they've been changed out. So back to our listings. You can see that we have all of these tabs. Now we've talked about some of these in the past, some that we've not really hit on yet. So I just want to point out a few of them for you today and then show you how to create a landing page not tied to a listing but separate from that for your office. So let me scroll down. Actually, let me just pick an agent. So right here, if you're looking for a particular listing, you can put in a keyword for the street, you can put in the MLS number, or you can search by agent. Once you have your information in there, you just click search and it's going to pull up just that agent's listing. So it can be a good way to maneuver around in here without having that big long list of all your agent's listings. So keep in mind, each individual listing does have its own website. It's called the single property website. A lot of your agents don't know this, so we do ask that you point this out, especially if you have a newer agent that's probably not had any training in Listings2Leads. So keep in mind, all you have to do is find the listing, click on single property website, and that will launch the property. This comes up because it is a lead generation tool, so it is going to ask the client that's clicking on this whether they found it in an email, on Facebook, anywhere where they might find this. So that is a lead generation tool that's going to continue to pop up. So let me just get that out of the way real quick. so it won't prompt us anymore. Sorry about that, 1 second. So this is the single property website. So you can see it's the address.thebestlisting.com. So that's kind of cool that every single one of our listings has its own unique URL, and it's very much the address, thebestlisting.com. How cool is that, right? If it's been just listed, it's going to show here. If it's had a price reduction that you've entered into the system, it'll say that here. If you have an open house, it'll also say that along with the lines of pending or just sold. So you have the opportunity to update that by editing the listing status here. So you can see it has all the photos of the home. It has the maps of local restaurants, coffee shops, whatever it might be that the client wants to click on. It has all of those maps about the school. It gives the consumer an opportunity to download a flyer if they choose to, and it's also completely branded to the agent, their headshot and all of their information. And there are also lots of opportunities to get in touch with the agent from here. There's a questions tab here. They can click on any of these tabs here. They can also choose to follow this home, which I already did on the front end. Agents also have the opportunity to put their Zillow reviews on all of their marketing from Listings to Leads, including this, which is the single property website. Keep in mind that's what we're on right now. So they can choose to put their Zillow testimonials on here as well. So again, that's pretty cool. This URL can be copied, it can be pasted onto Facebook, it can be put into an email, it can be put into an email signature. If your agent has a listing they're really trying to sell, they can put it on every single email signature that they have. It has a lot of uses, plus the sellers think it's pretty darn cool that their property has its very own website. So keep in mind, super simple to find that. Even if you're not quite sure what URL it's going to be given, click on that single property website. It pops up right there. Super cool thing to point out to agents. The other thing that every single listing has is its very own listing landing page. And you get to that by clicking right here. Now landing pages are meant to be used via social media. You can see there's a couple of options. And these are ways that the consumer, once they've landed on here, can share it via those options. So of course, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. So you can see it puts the photo of the home behind. It tells a little bit about the home. It pulls in the IVR, immediate voice ready. It gives that information here. So if the consumer wants to text the number, they'll get more information back. Plus the list agent gets the consumer's phone number. So those IVR numbers can be very useful. So this is a landing page, also completely branded to the agent. So again, this can also be used in all of the social media advertising that your agent wants to do for their property. So again, we first talked about the single property website. At that point, we talked about the listing landing page. Now, our YouTube channel. When you come here, you're not actually going to be able to see the YouTube video that has been created. It should automatically be sent to YouTube, but if you've done new photos and you want to regenerate the YouTube video, you can click right here and it will say YouTube. Now each office, if I go out of my listing, go into my profile, every office should have the office account tied to the company's YouTube channel. However, we do highly recommend that your agents go and create their own YouTube channel and then connect it through to their account here. It makes it a lot easier for them to share that information if it's their own YouTube channel. It's super simple to do. Most agents have Gmail anyway, so from their Gmail account they can get through to YouTube and create their very own channel. Once they've created their channel, it'll give them this link here, and then they can then authorize their YouTube through that. So let me show you kind of quickly what I mean here. So I'm going to open up a new window. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to sign in with my Gmail account. One of the biggest challenges is probably your agents remembering their password, which we all know. And I have 3 different channels on here already. So if your agents already have a channel, great. They can connect that through to Listings to Leads. If they don't, they can add one easily. So once you're in here, you can go to the information in the upper right corner, the menu. It's your head, your photo, or if you don't have a photo, it's a little outline of a person. And then what you can do is go into my channel. I'm loaded here. And bear with me here while I try to remember how to create a new one since I'm already in one. Right there. So if they already have one and they have a personal one and they want a business one, all they have to do is say switch account, and then they can add an account. And then it's going to give them the opportunity, and I'm sorry it's not prompting me the way I'd hoped it was, but it will give them the opportunity to create a channel. And then once they have the channel, they can go into settings, copy that channel URL, which if we go back to Listings to Leads, it's the channel name here, and then it's going to ask them to authorize it. It'll make them log back into YouTube, and then it's going to let them authorize their very own YouTube channel so that their listing videos go straight to their YouTube. There is a great video here, so if your agent gets hung up like I just did trying to show you, they can watch that video here. Also, I'll swing back around with JD and see if he can create a quick video to show the agents exactly how to create that YouTube channel. So sorry about that, but it's typically quite easy to do that. I just was having some problems there. But again, there's a video here where they can have it done, or I'm going to swing around with JD and have him shoot one real quick that we can load up there into Online Office. So keep in mind, each individual office's profile is linked through to the company's overlying YouTube channel, but we do recommend that the agents create their own and then authorize it through their profile, which has to be done with them being signed in. Once they do that, all of their listings YouTube videos will then be on their channel. It's great for their SEO, and then it's great for the consumer to find their listings as well. So again, that's for YouTube there. So we went over the single property website. We went over a little bit about the listing landing page, and then that was, we just discussed YouTube. Now each individual listing, and we've done blue syncs on this one before, so this might seem similar to you. They all have these flyers that can be used. You can view them, you can send them. There's also print flyers in here. So all of this marketing is available to your agents for their properties. Now, some offices, like the Petoskey office, Melissa and Deb in Petoskey, they do a really great job at sharing all of their agents' new listings on Facebook, and they do that by using these single property websites and these flyers. So they are doing a great job marketing their agents' properties by using these Listings to Leads tools. The other opportunity we have that's not tied to specific listing is an overall landing page. The Cadillac office is actually beta testing this right now to try to get seller leads for their agents. It's also something that the Traverse City office will be starting to do soon as well. So that's done right here via these landing pages. When you click on these landing pages, you have all of these opportunities. We really recommend doing the full screen mobile responsive because we all know that people aren't necessarily sitting on computers. They're on their cell phones. So if you make sure that it's full screen mobile responsive, the system will make sure that it's created so it looks good not only on desktops, but also on your mobile devices. So there's a lot of different options here. You can see custom landing page buyers, custom landing page sellers. Those are the ones that we typically recommend to do because it gives you the most customization possible. However, if your agents are just dipping their toe into using these on their social media, they can use some of these ones that are already made for them. The one talks about growing family. If they want to hit people that are sending kids off to college in the fall, they can do the empty nester. So there's a couple different options here. And based on what the title is, the value, property valuation plus one, property valuation plus, that has to do with the information that the system is collecting. But we're going to go through the custom landing page sellers real quick because we all know how important it is for our offices to be getting listings right now. So custom landing page sellers, all you have to do is click on that. If your office already has one done, whether it was your manager that did it or you've been working on one in the past, it could show up here. So at this point you can look at your landing page or you can edit your landing page. Or you can completely forget what that was because maybe it was done by somebody previously, and you can just click Create New Landing Page. Once that comes up, you're going to see it's going to ask for that location. So you can put in where you're at, where your office is at. And then click Save. Once that's done spinning, it's going to come up to here and it says your location has been updated successfully. So you can see it had Traverse City prior, now it has Kalkaska. To edit what this landing page looks like, you then click Edit Landing Page. Now keep in mind there are some videos on this in Online Office, but they've recently, and I mean like within the last 4 months, changed everything about how this looks. So if you're in there doing a little bit more research and you're trying to figure out something to do with landing pages, we do recommend that you go into Listings to Leads and into the tutorials FAQ section because their videos have been updated where we just haven't gotten around to updating our videos as much as they have yet. So back into our Edit Custom Landing Page, this is where you can see it here. You have some options. Now we'll talk about advanced options in a minute, but you can see that right here we're looking at page 1. If you want to see what page 2 is going to look like, that's what their page 2 will look like once they're done through it, and then this is what the success page will look like once they've gone through the whole process. So that's how you can edit each individual page. So back to page 1, you can see all of this customization is available. That might not look like a city where you guys are from, so you can absolutely put in any picture that you want there. You can put a picture of your office, you can put a picture of a subdivision that's popular in your area, you can put in any of the great aerial photos that we have saved in Online Office. Whatever it might be that you're trying to speak to, you can drop in that imagery there. We also have the opportunity on CB Exchange to Google for the image library, and they have a lot of lifestyle photos in there, as well as photos of stock realtors doing their jobs. So there's a lot of opportunity in CB Exchange, and if you just Google image library, that information will pop up. You can see here auto clicks to shade image, and that just means that it's going to gray it out a little bit so that you can see your text better. You have the opportunity to change your style colors as well. I'm not a big fan of red for multiple reasons, so you can change the colors however you want. If you click preview, it'll make the changes that you just made. You can see that send the information now went from red to blue. So anytime you make the change, it's not going to simultaneously change over here, but if you click either save or preview, it's going to create that change so that you can then see it. The next tab here, and you can see we're just going down the menu. Anytime you want to get back, you just click on the little arrow and it drops that sub menu down. So now we're on custom page content, and it says choose content type. You can put in bullets, which it would be the list here. You can put in a YouTube video, which is pretty cool here. You can put in an embed HTML if you're trying to drop in a flyer or something. Our countdown counter, if you're counting down to an office event. I believe our Muskegon office is the one holding that really great buyers event coming up. You could do some social media advertising using a countdown counter, or you can drop in a secondary image. So let me just show you the YouTube video quickly. So if you choose YouTube video, all it's going to do is ask you for that YouTube link. So if you're in YouTube and you go to the Coldwell Banker YouTube channel, you'll have the opportunity to use any of the videos that they have on here, along with any other video that you can find. As long as it's appropriate for your messaging, you can absolutely just click share, copy that URL, paste it right into that box, click preview, and it's going to drop it right into there. So that's a cool new feature that Listings to Leads has launched because let's face it, we all know video is king. Facebook, everybody loves video. So you can drop in any of those YouTube links here. You also can drop in the YouTube video for that property. So if you're creating a landing page for a specific property, you can absolutely put in that YouTube video there as well. Moving on, our lead form text. That's what's going to change the text here. So you can say right here, it says down payment a system for Folsom home sellers. Well, we're not in Folsom. I was doing one for Kalkaska, and I don't want to talk about down payment. Let's say that I'm going to be talking about possibly, I know I said sellers, but I went a different way there with the blue video, so we'll just say looking for a career in real estate. Pretty uninspired, but you get the point. Again, every time that you hit preview, it's going to update the changes that you've made over here. So again, your verbiage can be whatever that is that you might want it to be depending on the messaging that you're going for. Whatever it might be, you get the picture. So every single one of these lines correlates to the line over here. Now our last option on this page is the form field. So if you drop that one down, we do have the opportunity to now ask for Facebook registration. So this can be kind of cool. So what happens is if this landing page is out there and somebody clicks on send the information now, the system's automatically going to grab the email address that that person has in Facebook. But we all know people get gun shy. So the screen after that, you can ask for the phone number. If they don't put their phone number in, but they've gone past this first screen here, the agent's still going to receive an email with that client's email address. They can then take that email address, put it into Zap, put it into e-marketing, put it into whatever drip campaign they want, and they've already captured that lead's information. However, if the client is really interested and they do put in a phone number, the agent will get a secondary email that will give them the client's phone number at that point. So it can be a great way to capture some information on the front end before people get gun shy and not want to put in their actual phone number. So again, you can say what is required and what is not. So if you are requiring their address and they don't enter it, they won't be able to submit the form, or you can make it optional. If you don't like the Facebook part, maybe your subset of clientele is not Facebook savvy, you don't feel, you can actually uncheck that and it'll go away from the landing page there. So you can see it took away the Facebook option and it just put in what we are saying we're asking for. So right now the first two are required, the second two are optional, but again, you can change any of those that you want. You can change it from optional to required, or you can completely hide it so it goes away completely. So again, a lot of agents, depending on their the demographic that they're trying to market to, has had different luck with doing different things. So a lot of it can just be trial and error. But the agents do have the opportunity to change all of that information there. So there is no page 2 now because we did take away the Facebook option. So now we are on the success page, and we can choose again to do another YouTube video. We can do bullet points. We can choose anything we want on that success page. Now if we go back to page 1, go into our form fields, recheck the Facebook registration, click save. Oh, and wait for it. Oops, my page 2 hasn't come back yet. So our Facebook has come back here. And then if we make this required, we will be able to, and as you can see, Listings2Leads is not quite as slow as Dash, but it's not always as fast as we want it to be either. And I'm sorry, I'm having that trouble getting that to come up. But again, page 1, success page, you can absolutely customize that to however you want. These little buttons up top here are just going to show you what it looks like on all devices. So right now we're on the laptop, desktop, whatever the computer might be. The second is our tablet. So if somebody's on a tablet viewing this landing page, this is what it's going to look like. And then our last option here is what it will look like on a cell phone. So it can really show you, like when you're creating this page, you're going to want to check on each one of those so that the options that you're doing make sense in all three formats. And quite honestly, the most important format is probably the mobile, because we all know that people are on their mobile devices more than anything else. Once you have that, you have a couple options. You can view that landing page by clicking view, and again, it's going to let you view it in the desktop because you actually are on a desktop doing this. You can copy the link. So it's just copied that link. That link is now copied, so if I was to go over to Facebook to create an ad or do a post, I would just hit paste, and then that URL would come up for that landing page. Or you can share directly from here to Pinterest, to Facebook, to Twitter, to LinkedIn, and to Google+. So you have all those options right from the landing page. Now keep in mind, this can be done to help your broker out with recruiting. It can be done to help an agent out with a listing, or it can be done in a broader sense if you're trying to get listings. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do the custom landing pages. And if you have a specific idea and want help building one of these out, just get a hold of me or JD, and they'll be able to help, or I can help you, or he can help you walk through doing these landing pages. So once you've gone through all of this, you still have a few more options. If you click on advanced options here, it gets a little bit more intense. So you can do things like redirect them to your website after they've completed the form. You can enable an autoresponder, so as soon as they submit their information, they'll get an email from your agent or from the office email. You can also customize the Facebook share image. So if the image on the landing page is one that you want different from the one you want to show up in the post on Facebook, you can customize that there as well. QR codes are kind of outdated. Listings2Leads is still hanging on to them. So if you do use QR codes, I don't know anybody that does, but each landing page also has its own QR code, and it has its own embed code. So if you take the embed code, this is what you would want to use on things like the website wizard. So if an agent wants to put a landing page on their website to try to get new listings, they can do that by selecting the embed code. Once they've selected the embed code, they go into their website wizard, and then they just put that into a custom content field, and then that landing page will show up on their website. So I haven't checked this in a while, and I apologize. I was running a little bit behind, so I didn't have a chance to check it beforehand, but there used to be a landing page on this website. So let me check and see so I can kind of show you what that looks like. So right here, this is actually a landing page that was created in Listings2Leads and then embedded on the cbgreatlakes.com website. It'd be the same for CB Hunter or CB Florida Homes. So you can see my two adorable children in the background because this is my husband's website. And then it's asking if they want to know the home value of their home. So I know the custom landing site that we just created is not about that, but just so that you know how that's done, you go back to your embed code. You want to select the entire thing, copy it. You would then go into the agent's website wizard. Again, that's administration, users, find the agent, go to website builder. You want to go to build your home page, which is the third tab, add a module. You want to add a content section. Scroll down until you see next. You want to hit your source button here. Paste the entire URL, the entire embed code that you just copied. Hit source again. And that's going to pop in that landing page. Once you hit OK, that'll then show up on the agent's website, however it is that you've created that landing page. So again, there's a few steps there and agents can get lost. That's why we wanted to show you how to do that. So again, once you've created your landing page, by going to your landing page section, choosing the one that you want, customizing it, and again, you want to go through all your steps here. You then just hit advanced options and you have your embed code there. So if you're sharing this on Facebook or whatnot, you would just do copy link. But if you want to embed that on a website like this one is done, it's right into the website, you have to do that by going to the advanced options and finding that embed code. So again, lots of options that your agent or you as the office level have. So I don't see any questions. So I'm just going to kind of review. If you have any questions about what I just went over or really anything in Listings to Leads, shoot me a note real quick while I wrap up, and then I will get those answered as they come in. So keep in mind, new agents that come on board, we do ask that the administrative staff do enter them into Listings to Leads. Again, a lot of times people will wait until they have a listing because it'll feed over. But again, with those landing pages and the ability to market themselves prior to having listings, you can absolutely put your agents in as soon as they sign on with the firm. Again, you want to log into your broker desktop. Keep in mind, if you don't have a username and password, just reach out to me and I will get it for you. All you have to do is create new agent. And again, that tutorial can be found in Online Office under the Resource Center and the first and third right here, the first one that we went through. We went over all of those steps. So get your new agents in. Also, if you have agents hanging around in here that are no longer with the firm, all you have to do is check their box and click delete. So you can keep your agent list cleaned up by that way. We then talked a little bit about listings and how each one has a single property website. Each one has a YouTube video, and we kind of discussed how to mention to your agents to create their own YouTube channel that they can then go into their profile and link their YouTube channel so that all of their own listing videos are automatically uploaded to their specific YouTube channel. And again, keep in mind there's that great how-to video right here. We also talked a little bit about how each individual listing has its own landing page. Again, it gives you the information for the IVR number so that clients have the opportunity to text that number. They get the information as the client, and then your agent captures the phone number of where their text came from. So this can be used in social media marketing along with some of the other e-flyers that are created by the system. We then followed it up by talking about landing pages on the office level. So again, we're on the broker desktop, but everything we went through to customize a landing page can absolutely be done by each individual agent. So we went through all the steps to do that, and then we talked about how you can actually embed that if you want into your CB Great Lakes, CB Hunter, or CB Florida Homes website. So a lot of steps. Again, if you're helping your agent through this and you guys get stuck, you can always just reach out to me and I can answer hopefully any questions. But keep in mind their support team is quite responsive and very knowledgeable. So you can always click on that orange questions button right up here in this corner. And again, if you're in there trying to submit a question and you don't see your email on that email list, just go into profile and add yourself as an alternative email. If you're out of alternative emails and you have enough in there and you can't figure out which one to delete to put yourself on there, just give me a call and let me know and I'll help walk you through that as well. So that's all I have for you today for first and third at 3. Listings to Leads can be kind of a beast. There's so much good stuff in there, but agents can get a little lost. So we do ask your help in helping them go through it. Even if you're going to do the minimum of letting them know that each of their listings has its own property website, that's just a really cool feature that the sellers really like. So I don't see any questions that have come in. So I am going to go ahead and wrap and let you know that this is being recorded. It will be loaded into Online Office. You may have a little twittering in the background from my daughter, but that's okay. The information will be the same. So thank you guys so much for calling in. My cheat sheet's at the office, so I don't know what our topic is the next time when we meet again on the 21st, but I will let you guys know and make sure I get that invite out at that time. So thank you guys so much for calling in. Bye-bye.